Imagine being surrounded by 10,000 enemies. Imagine your home, your city, your family all at risk of annihilation. You have no army to match them, no strong fortresses to hide in, and no way to flee. This was the reality faced by the Muslims of Medina during the 5th year after Hijrah, in the famous Battle of Khandaq, also called the Battle of the Trench. Against overwhelming odds, the Muslims, led by Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, defended Madinah not just with weapons but with faith, strategy, and unity. This story is not just history, it's a timeless lesson of how belief and patience can overcome even the strongest enemies. Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers, how are you doing today? Welcome to the Path of Peace. In today's episode, we are going to journey back in time to one of the most decisive moments in Islamic history, the Battle of Khandaq, when the Muslims of Madinah were placed under siege by the largest army Arabia had ever seen. This is a story of hardship, betrayal, bravery, divine intervention, and ultimately a turning point for Islam. To understand the Battle of Khandaq, we first need to revisit what happened before it. After the Muslims migrated from Makkah to Medina, tensions with the Quraysh escalated. The Quraysh tried to crush Islam in the Battle of Badr, but they were defeated despite being outnumbered. Then came the Battle of Uhud, where the Muslims initially had the upper hand but lost because some archers disobeyed the Prophet's command. But after Uhud, the Quraysh realized that simply fighting the Muslims head-on would not be enough. So, in the 5th year after Hijrah, they formed a grand coalition. This included Quraysh from Makkah, the tribe of Ghatafan, Banu Nadir, the Jewish tribe expelled from Medina, and others. Their goal was simple: surround Madinah, wipe out the Muslims, and end Islam once and for all. In total, they gathered nearly 10,000 warriors. In comparison, the Muslims had only about 3,000 defenders. It was one of the darkest moments in the early years of Islam. When news reached the Prophet that such a massive army was coming, he immediately consulted with his companions. Some suggested defending the city from within, while others were unsure how to face such overwhelming numbers. It was here that Salman Al-Farisi, may Allah be pleased with him, a companion originally from Persia, suggested something that had never been done in Arabia before: digging a trench around the vulnerable parts of Madinah. In Persian warfare, trenches were used to block cavalry charges, and Salman, may Allah be pleased with him, proposed the same. The Prophet agreed, and the Muslims set out to dig the trench themselves. The trench was not small. It stretched several kilometers wide and deep enough that horses and camels could not cross. The Muslims worked day and night, despite the harsh cold and severe hunger. There were times when the companions tied stones to their stomachs to suppress the pangs of hunger. Even the Prophet was seen digging alongside them, lifting dirt with his blessed hands. According to authentic narrations, when the companions hit a rock they could not break, they called the Prophet. He struck the rock with his pickaxe and sparks flew. Each strike illuminated a prophecy. He said Allah had shown him the future conquests of Islam, Persia, Rome, and the lands of Yemen. This gave hope to the companions at a time when they felt hopeless. It was in these days that verses from the Quran were revealed. When the believers saw the Confederates, they said, "This is what Allah and His Messenger had promised us," and Allah and His Messenger spoke the truth. And it only increased them in faith and submission. Surah Al-Ahzab 33-22. The trench itself was a miracle of strategy. When the enemy saw it, they were stunned. Never before had Arabs seen such a tactic. Their cavalry could not cross it, and their plans to storm the city collapsed. For nearly a month, the Quraysh and their allies camped outside Madinah. They tried to attack from different sides but failed. The trench became an unbreakable barrier. Hunger and fear spread among the Muslims, but they stood firm. Allah describes their feelings in the Quran: "When they came upon you from above you and from below you, and when eyes turned dull and the hearts reached the throats, and you assumed about Allah various assumptions, there the believers were tested and shaken with a severe shaking." Surah Al-Ahzab 33-10-11. The Muslims faced immense psychological pressure. They were surrounded, betrayed by some within, and constantly under threat. Yet they held their ground. At one point, a group of enemy warriors managed to cross a narrow section of the trench. Among them was Amr ibn Abd Wud, one of the fiercest fighters in Arabia, known as a warrior worth 1,000 men. He challenged the Muslims to face him in single combat. Many hesitated, but Ali ibn Abi Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, stood up. Despite his youth, his courage was unmatched. The Prophet gave him permission, and Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, went forward. The duel was intense, and in the end, Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, killed Amr, sending shockwaves through the Quraysh camp. This was a major boost for the Muslims, showing that courage and faith could topple even the strongest enemies. During the siege, the Muslims faced another crisis. The Jewish tribe of Banu Qurayza, who had a peace treaty with the Muslims, were pressured by the Quraysh to break their pact. After hesitation, they betrayed the Muslims and considered aiding the enemy. This created extreme fear inside Medina, as the Muslims now had to worry about an attack from behind as well. However, the Prophet managed the situation with calm leadership, sending companions to monitor the tribe and ensure they could not strike. As days turned into weeks, the enemy began to lose patience. Their supplies dwindled, their morale weakened, and unity among the coalition started breaking. Then Allah sent his help. A powerful windstorm blew across the enemy camp, tearing down their tents, extinguishing their fires and scattering their belongings. Fear gripped their hearts. The Quraysh, Ghatafan, and others realized that they could not win. One by one, the tribes began to retreat. The Quran beautifully describes this moment, and Allah repelled those who disbelieved. In their rage they gained no good. And Allah sufficed the believers in the fighting. And Allah is ever all-strong, almighty. Surah Al-Ahzab 33-25. The siege was over. Without a direct battle, without heavy casualties, the Muslims had defended Medina against the largest army Arabia had ever seen. The Battle of Khandaq was more than just a military victory. It was a lesson for all times. It showed that with faith, patience, and wisdom, even the smallest group can stand against the largest army. It showed the importance of unity as the Muslims worked together under one leader. It showed the importance of preparation as the trench strategy completely changed the outcome. And above all, it showed that Allah's help always arrives when His servants remain steadfast. After this battle, the Quraysh never again dared to attack Medina directly. The balance of power shifted, and Islam began to rise stronger than ever. In our own lives, the trenches we dig may not be of soil and rock, but of patience, planning, and trust in Allah. The Battle of Khandaq reminds us that no matter how great the odds, the believer who stands firm with Allah will never be abandoned. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more Islamic content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.